Hell yes. WKMTDB, Dagr8fm, man. We about to go live right now. You know what I'm saying? We got the boy in the building. D-Sap on the beats, man. What's good, family? What's poppin' with you?
Man, feeling great today, bruh. I'm with the Great FM right now, so you know I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm through the roof.
What's up? Now, for some of the people who don't know, let them know what you do with music, because you definitely in the music field.
Well, you know, I produce, engineer, and I do a little bit of graphic design. You know, a little bit of small video editing, but my main source is producing beats, and producing beats is my main sauce, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like a jack of all trades, though, man. I try to get it in everywhere.
Now, for those who don't know, and you know, just seeing you on YouTube Live or Instagram Live, and everything, I'm on the radio wave. How long have you been doing music or producing beats?
I've been producing music, like, bruh, like, when I say over 10 years, it's about like close to like 15 years and shit like that. So, you know, I got a lot of little history with the music. So I've been doing it for a while and stuff like that. And you know, like anybody, man, like try to be the best at my craft and get better every single day, man.
Most definitely. Now, are there other producers that inspire you to do music?
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, like growing up and stuff like that, I'm a music fan and stuff like that. I'm a music head, so like I love to know like who produced what song and who all had their hands in it and stuff like that. I pay attention to it all, man. Like with music and stuff like that. Growing up, I definitely listened to the beats more than the lyrics. But as I got a little older, the lyrics and shit like that started snatching me in.
Snatching you in.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Like, give people a little intake on some of the old music that you was listening to.
Man, shit, you know, definitely like the 80s, mostly the 90s, you know, but like my old girl and stuff like that, when we grew up, she listened to a lot of oldie goldie music. At that time, I didn't really understand it. I didn't like it. I thought it was too slow.
Oldie goldie?
Hell yeah. Oldie goldie, I thought it was too slow and stuff like that, listening to it growing up. But got a little older, and I found myself riding to some of that Al Green, that Teddy P and Marvin Gaye, and you know what I'm saying? Like some of everything, bruh.
Now, what's some of those old music that we talking about right now? Could we hear some of those inspiration in some of your music? Like, do you hear some of that old soul in some of your beats, or are you a new style person, or how's it going with you?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like I always incorporate the old school into my music, you know, whether it be a little bit of drum patterns and stuff like that, or a little bit of sampling here and there. So like I definitely, like that's where I go, man. Hey, and I forgot to mention the 70s. Now I ain't born in the 70s or nothing like that, but most definitely though, man, I listen to that 70s music, man, and pull some of that up. And you know, I get busy with it though, man. I love on the oldie goldie music. I love the 90s music, and I love all music, right? But I'm saying though, like for me,
which era you would say actually really caught your ear to make you say, "Fuck it, I gotta do music"? Which era of music?
Hands down, I would say more so like the 2000s and stuff like that, because you know, around that time, you know, you had like Cash Money come out, and No Limit and stuff like that. You know, I was a heavy No Limit fan, and still is, and Cash Money. When I seen all that right there, it motivated me to do music, to get involved with music and stuff like that. When I first started, I didn't know how I was gonna get it started or nothing like that. But when I did, it was something that I never wanted to put down again. You know.
Do you remember the first beat you ever made?
Not first beat. I do, but you know, like I did like growing up and stuff like that. Definitely like when I first got into producing music. I was a student and still is. I'm a student of the game, but at that time, I was just playing around and just messing around, and I got motivation from like my friends, people around and stuff like that, where they was like, man, that shit sound good, and I love making music, so that motivated me right there. So what I did then, you know, I actually I don't even call it a gamble or nothing like that, but you feel me? Like it was at that time growing up, it was either a car or a computer. You know what I'm saying? I chose the car because I knew, I mean not the car, I chose the computer because I knew with the computer I can make music and I can do a whole lot of things on the computer, so it was more so like an investment for me. So you know, you know, I mean that was something that I felt passionate about, and that's exactly the route that I took. And from there, you know, I just started learning from some of the producers that I worked with, and of course all the artists that I've worked with and stuff like that. I learned how to engineer and mix, and you know, and I guess the rest of the history from there, man. Like once I got a taste of that, it wasn't no turning back.
So honestly, you would say making beats or producing is the main key for you?
Producing and making beats. Like I love to get in the studio with an artist to create the music on. Like we don't have nothing from jump, and by the end of the session, we have a
body
full
of work,
beat.
a full body of work.
Yeah, full body of work, beat, and the song, everything laced out and stuff. I love that feeling of working with an artist, hands on and stuff.
And I got a question for you. I don't want you to be biased now because you're a producer now.
Yeah.
What do you think makes the song? The lyrics or the beat?
Well, I think the first thing that a consumer hears is the beat. And the beat is right and the beat is nice, it sounds good, it keeps the consumer there. Now the lyrics, I would say, is more like a secondary thing. But the thing is, sometimes you can hear a beat that's like not catchy or nothing like that, and it's what the artist is saying on the beat that snatches you in, reel you in. And so I would say hands down beat first, lyrics second.
Lyrics second. Alright, you sent us two beats, well, you sent us a couple of beats here. We're going to get into one of them right now. I don't think you named it, you just got a beat.
Yeah.
Is it named?
I named them by numbers right now, and then I go back to them and, you know, tag them with the names according to, once I listen to the beat, depending on how it sounds and the vibe that it gives me, then I name them, or either vice versa. Sometimes I name them off the top, but like lately what I've been doing since I've been making so many beats, I've been just naming them by numbers, and then I come back to them and give them a name.
Give them a name. All right, let's go ahead and get into one of these tracks right here. Live on WKMTDB, man. DSAP on the beat, live on the radio. Live with your Shorty Shorty out of the great, the WKMTDB, the great FM. Let's go.
You are now listening to the world's #1 online radio station, the Great FM.
WKMTDB, the great FM. DSAP live on the beat. The producer extraordinaire live in the building. DSAP.
You are now listening to the world's #1 online radio station, the Great FM.
If I did it to perfection as I was done, if disrespected, no lingers is like the question. The others out there having to wait for your resignation. Living in a position like you're ready to face Satan. Won't be no conversation, no explanation, no hesitation. When it's time for one and every journey, the line is never ending. We do the sleeping. Our insanity was feeling with or without a gun. My eyes more deadly. What I could do only see in the movies. When I'm with the flex, I'm on the run like it was in the bag. I'm because the last step.
banger, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Banger.
A little something up tempo, you know, speed it up and stuff like I play around with the different tempos and stuff like that, man. And the tempo pretty much set the tone for the beat. You know what I'm saying? Because you can either go, you can go so many different
ways
tempos.
on this one, yeah.
Yeah, so many different tempos and stuff like that, man. But yeah.
That one's definitely a nice one. We got another one here. This one is 11:26.
Yeah, yes.
So let's go ahead again. Live on WKMTDB, the Great FM, man. Another beat. Producers in the house for real. D-Sap on the beat. So if you're an artist and you try to get in contact with him, man, hey, he's gonna give you all the info in a few minutes. Listen to this beat first. Let's go.
You are now listening to the world's #1 online radio station, the Great FM.
Shorty out of the great.
WKMTDB, the Great FM. D-Sap live on the beat. This one here takes you on another one. It takes you on another vibe here. This one takes you, definitely take you on another vibe here. What you was thinking when you were making this one here?
Man, you know, I actually made that for one of my clients. They had an idea for a particular song that they was looking for, and you know, I listened to the song and I just went in, man. It was you know, definitely, man. You know, shout out to Young Dolph, man, and the producer, man, because you know, I was listening to that beat right there, and that's what they wanted something similar to that vibe right there, man. And you know, I deliver.
Yeah, you definitely deliver with that one there. Definitely deliver with that one there. I'm gonna play this one here. I'm gonna just see if you remember your beats. All right?
Okay. Yeah. Let's see where we at with it. Oh my God! Oh yeah, I already know what that is right there, man. Hey, you know, that's definitely that's a sample right there. It's definitely a sample. And like, it's a old sample. I say not old, but like I say, well, old, like a '90s, like early '90s type sample. Like once you hear it, then you will know what I did with it and stuff. But I dib and dab on like everywhere with the music and shit like that. And that was on like one of them type of songs. I like to try to grab some songs that I feel like the people they like, damn, oh, that's my motherfucking song right there. Oh, I love that song. Oh man, I love that song. So like, if you can like sample any type of music like in that era like that, then you know what I'm saying, you got your hit. You know what I'm saying? I like to look at it this way, man. Like a lot of the music that we listen to today is really coming back from the 90s, and even 2000 and stuff like that. But there's a lot of samples out there. So you know, I try to put my hands in the pot, man, and see what I can pull up.
What you can cook up, huh?
Damn right.
Alright, let's go ahead and play this one here. Live on WKMTDB, the Great FM, man. Y'all don't go nowhere. Just stay tuned. Let's go.
and it's more so like directed towards a female. This was like I was thinking of a female when I did this.
Honestly, I don't know if you feel where I'm coming from on this one. I definitely hear City Girls buying this track or actually taking this track. And if they did the right thing to it, I think they would have a hit.
I definitely had City Girls in mind. Like when I produced that beat, it was an old song, and it was that shit like around in that era and stuff like that. And then I see the wave of females right now, how they coming with their music, you know what I'm saying? They talking their shit, they doing their thing. So I'm like, you know, and this sound like a record where, you know, like City Girls or any of the females that's out there doing their thing can come on here and talk their shit. They already are live with it right now though, so you know, I'm just trying to turn them up some more.
Most definitely, man. I tell you, that one there, I could definitely see the City Girls doing their thing to that. Definitely. We got the last track here. We're gonna go ahead and play this one, and we're gonna get back into the talking to you, man. Let's play this one here. D-Sap on the beat, man. That's another one there.
it was the last one, but hey, boy, I got like a nice little sample that they call Infinite Love, man. Like that's something right there where I definitely listen to my oldies and stuff like that, and I did back in, and that's a nice one right there.
Send it to me.
Yeah, that one is Infinite Love, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you see it, man, and you might recognize, where it come from, but that's a banger right there. It's something that, it's something that you can feel. Artists talk their story.
I got a producer question for you. Drum patterns first, sample, or your keys or whatever.
I actually do all 3 or 4. I actually do all of them, right? But sometimes I take the step of like creating the melody first. I like to create some sort of melody, and if it's not the melody, then I'm gonna create some type of chord progression or something like that, and then I'll build the melody onto that, and then I'll start bringing. Sometimes I like to bring my drum pattern in like last. Because it's like when you listening to that melody, you already know what you got. It's like they been right here jamming this melody. Oh, they been going hard. So and then when you just drop them drums on it, that bitch just come together real nice, bruh. So yeah, like I definitely do all 4, man. Like depends on how I'm feeling.
Depending on how you feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to ask that question because most people say, "Oh man, I do this something the keys first." Someone say, man, you gotta lay down the drum patterns first because they don't see, like, or they'll say, it ain't no foundation. No, I think it's however you feel, however you go in the studio. Because everybody have their own way of letting it out.
Yeah, the drum pattern definitely sets the tone, like, to where, like, you can hear it, you can hear the rhythm where it's going with the drum pattern, minus the chord progression and melodies that you have in it. When you create that drum pattern, like you pretty much set the tone for what the beat gonna be, and then vice versa. If I create the melody, I can hear what the drums finna hit and how they should hit. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. It's all good because every people should have their way. It's just a question I definitely had to ask people.
Yeah, man. It's one of them type of questions like it's a method to the madness.
Yeah, definitely a method to the madness. All right, you sent us another one, and this one is called Infinite Love, right?
Yeah, that's Infinite Love. That's a nice little sample right there. Dub back, and that's like some 80s type music and stuff like that. But it's a nice little feel and stuff for it and stuff.
Let me go ahead and get into it. WKMTDB, the Great FM. You heard it first.
You are now listening to the world's #1 online radio station, the Great FM.
Sound like some raw shit.
You are now listening to the world's #1 online radio station, the Great FM.
Shorty, I'm the great.
Dev on the beat, man. This one is another banger, yeah. Definitely another banger. That one I can hear some of anybody. Definitely a nice R&B track. But then if a person can rap, this one a nice one.
Yeah, man. Like I try to like do like when I make my beats, when I produce and shit like that, bro. Like I try to like dib and dab in the emotions and stuff like that. Sometimes music gotta sound fun, and sometimes it gotta sound serious. And then and when I say hard, I'm just talking about it just sound it's like different categories and stuff like that. I try to tap into the different emotions because music is emotions.
Most definitely. Now, for the people that's tuned in on the radio or also on the lines or want to go back on YouTube and watch this, if they wanted to get in contact with you, how could they get in contact with you?
You can contact me on IG, and my IG is DSAP on the beat. You can contact me on Twitter. You can hit me by my Gmail, DSAPonthebeats@gmail.com. I'm all over, man. Like if you Google DSAP, DSAPP, I'm gonna pop up. When I pop up, y'all follow me, support me. You know what I'm saying? So I can support everybody. You feel me? Cause I'm a real one with it.
Most definitely, man. Live on WKMTDB, man. We about to wrap it up. I always ask this question before I wrap it up, right? On your journey to greatness, what are some of the things that you think you may have to cut off or tighten up on?
I would say, like you can't get time back. You can make another dollar. If you lose money right now, you can make that money back. You know what I'm saying? But that time and energy, you cannot get that back. So use it wisely. Cutting off, I would say like anything, like once anybody sit back and think about it, you know what's lacking. You know where you need to tighten up at. It be hard and stuff like that because when you're dealing with, especially if you're dealing with people, loved ones and family, friends and stuff like that, it'll detour you, it'll slow you down and stuff like that, and you know that shit. So it's like once you actually know what's holding you back, slowing you down, then it's on you to fix it. You can't really point at anybody but yourself to fix it.
Most deaf, man. I want to thank you for stopping by, man. We're definitely gonna be working on some stuff, man. How was the trip? Like, how was it up there for you?
Man, Alabama was nice, man. Like it's very country. But they also have like the city part too, though. But I was staying in the country part, and like I actually met a dope artist down there. Shout out to that boy, Behold the General. He actually just dropped a project yesterday, and his single On and On. It's a nice record. You feel me?
Got some projects on his joint?
Oh, not. We actually got in the studio and worked, but by the time we got in there and worked and cooked up and did what we did, the project was already being mixed and mastered at that point. So, okay. But this what we dropped recently, and we got a few more that's coming too. But that one that we dropped gonna be a nice single though, man. Look out for that. We ain't got no name. Well, actually, we probably do got a name for it right now, but I ain't gonna let the name out right now. But we gonna keep it moving though.
Most definitely, man. Again, I want to thank you for coming by. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you like I tell everybody, don't be no stranger. You're definitely not no stranger. You stopped down, you hit me up first thing. You know what I mean? I really appreciate that. Again, man, y'all already know what we doing. About to wrap it up. I'm finna go ahead and get up out of here. Hey,
before we get off, I want to say shout out to the Great FM.
Thank you.
Y'all tune in, y'all follow, y'all download the app right now. Hip hop music, R&B, all that good shit, man. So y'all tune in and y'all keep it locked.
That's right. WKMTDB, man, the Great FM. Y'all don't go nowhere. Stay tuned, man. Y'all know it's 24 hours. Let's go.